somebody was Philippe Petit doing his fire wire act 1,350 feet up and no net below. Why did you do this?
That's the thousand why in this morning.
Now, my story has a lot to do with dreaming, although I'm known to make my dreams come true.
And what I want to do is to feel like a bird all my life.
I have opened a newspaper at a page and I see something magnificent, something that inspires me. I see two towers.
Final plans call for two 1,350-foot towers, the tallest ever built.
I saw the Twin Towers being born. Those towers, to me, they were alive. They were almost human. They breathed, they moved, they allow me to pass, they smile when I walk.
On a gray August morning in 1974, atop the newly built World Trade Center, a 24-year-old Frenchman stepped out onto a steel cable a quarter-mile above the streets of Manhattan.
On the top of the World Trade Center, my first step was terrifying. At the time, this idea of putting a wire there and dancing freely on it, unannounced, illegally, had no why behind it.
I managed to bring almost a ton of equipment here secretly. It had to be done without sound, without light. In the middle of the night, you're putting a wire, you have absolutely no light, no sound.
My accomplice on the North Tower shot the bow and arrow to which was attached a fishing line. I need to pay off a little rope. And then they got the little rope and they attached a big rope. They sent it to me.
I was rigging like crazy all night. And now in the morning, it was time that the workers will start appearing on the roof and the crime had to be performed or else abandoned.
It started out as another routine morning for a New York helicopter traffic reporter, but
I'll tell you what, I have a very queasy feeling in my stomach right now because I'm at, 1,500 feet. And
all of a sudden, the density of the air is no longer the same.
there is somebody out there in a tightrope between the two towers of the World Trade Center, right at the tippy top.
I lift the balancing pole, I approach the edge. I step over the beam.
At 7:15, I stepped on the wire.
I put my left foot on the cable.
That somebody was Philippe Petit, a 24-year-old Frenchman, doing his fire wire act 1,350 feet up and no net below.
The weight of my body rests on my right leg, anchored to the flank of the building. Decisively, my other foot sets itself onto the cable. The path to the North Tower, 60 yards of wire rope. And I developed a certitude, a faith, that convinced me that I will get safely to the other side.
He was bouncing up and down, his feet were actually leaving the wire.
The universe of the clouds, so full of unknown, we think it's empty.
And then he would go down on one knee and he'd balance his hand pole and lay down on his back and put his hands behind his neck.
And look at the world from a different perspective.
Petit enthralled hundreds of people below.
And then I had the people stop and look up.
Well, I looked up and I see this fella on a wire between the towers. I couldn't believe it.
It's an inspiration. Looking up is flying your own way. People who don't have wings, they can fly by looking up.
I was doing something much more beautiful. I was carrying my life across. I was absorbed in my own world, half man, half bird, and you feel that.
And what I want to do is to feel like a bird all my life.
Petit was charged with disorderly conduct and criminal trespass and received a quick sentence. Why did you do this?
That's the thousand why in this morning. There is no why. It's just because when I see a beautiful place to put my why, I cannot resist.
By inspiring ourselves, we inspire others.
It was a magnificent thing he did. It was marvelous.
a spectacular sight to go. How would you rate this one?
Supreme, the apex of excitement.
Amazing, scary.
How do you do it?
Passion is the motto of all my actions.
I have danced between the highest towers that man has created. If what you mean by performing is to express yourself freely, if you want to express yourself, then everything is forbidden, and that's not even worth talking about.
Remember, mountains can be moved.
I felt that it was maybe the biggest street performing event ever made.
A lifetime of creativity, how I pursue perfection, how I cheat the impossible. Anyone could become a storyteller in front of the dancing flames.